This is your dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. Starting from humble beginnings, Nick has been beating the markets for over 2 decades. He shares with you his take on the profitable trades that will have you moving towards financial freedom in no time at all. To see an in-depth review of his track record and much more, go to inthemoneystocks.com.
Welcome. This is your daily dose of daily market wisdom with master trader Nick Santiago. I'm Kerry Lutz. Today's 3/23/21, show number 230. And Nick, Federal Reserve time and Yellen, and I'm sure they got lots of good things to say, right?
Well, I think they're going to say more of the same, but they're just going to reiterate it. So, basically you have Federal Reserve Chairman Jay Powell and Treasury Secretary Janet Yellen speaking today in front of the House Financial Services Committee, and basically they're going to reiterate everything that they've already said. Basically, Jay Powell last night came out with his prepared remarks and basically said the recovery is far from complete and the Fed will continue to provide the economy the support it needs for as long as it takes. So basically he's saying, hey, we're going to just continue to print money. And right now the market basically has a green light to continue to buy stocks with the liquidity that they're providing. So we'll see if something else disturbs their plans. Lately, we've had higher bond yields. That definitely has been a little bit of a hindrance, and we'll see what's next.
Higher bond yields and higher commodity prices across the board, except for, of course, gold and silver for some peculiar reason that I just can't understand. And really, we're just seeing these markets they're a little bit listless now. They're just waiting for the right phrase to hear somehow so then they can continue going up again, right?
It seems that way. Right now, you do have a market, though, that, broke out to new highs, and it did that on the time frame of March 17th. You had a new closing high. But what a lot of people don't realize is we're back below the February 16th top. So, February 16th, we traded as high as 394.17. Right now, we're trading at, I'm talking about the spiders here, we're trading at 393. So, again, it's kind of interesting to see how this all plays out. But, I think this is a very, very challenging environment. We've had 2 sell-offs already, one that started in late January on the 26th. We had a sharp sell-off down to the 29th. Then we made a new high on the 16th. We had a sharp sell-off all the way down to March 4th, March 5th. And then, we made another new high here. So we'll see if we get another sharp sell-off shortly. I think the markets are really not looking all that strong right now. And I see a lot of froth out here. And it's just to, share a little bit. You have secondaries, almost tons of them every single day. We see more and more secondaries, and there's been so many of them. You also have the SPACs. This week, I think, I'm not even sure how many we have today, but I think there's a bunch of them coming due today. So you got new SPACs, and then you have these NFTs, people buying digital, artwork. I've never heard of such a thing. I think it's a little ridiculous. You could just snapshot it and have it for free. But, again, we're just getting more and more froth in the market. And I think I did a Twitter post this morning. I said, right now we're at froth to the 10th degree at this stage of the game. So I still feel that way. It's very, very reminiscent of what I've seen back in 07 and back in 2000. Not to say that we would decline by those amounts, but the top is just very, very top heavy right now.
Hey, and when we look at the Russell 2000, which has been the leader, arguably the end of last year, and certainly for this year, it seems to be the weakest.
That's right. The Russell right now is down by about, as we speak, 1.7%. So the Russell has been pulling back here, and that's been the big percentage winner this year. So now the Russell is starting to decline. And so Russell gives way. That definitely should get everybody's attention and should be a little bit of a warning sign. The Russell represents small cap companies in the United States. If that starts to falter, I think that's a big, big warning sign, a big red flag. And I've already been waving the caution flag as it is.
Yeah. So is it too late to do that trade of the decade, Nick?
No, that hasn't even begun. So again, I don't know if it'll be the trade of the decade or trade of the year, but we already did it in January. We made really, really good profits, and we're going to look to do it again right now. So again, it's not too late.
All right. Well, I personally think it could be the trade of the decade, and we will see what happens next. So gold and silver, another down day.
Yeah, you got gold and silver retreating a little bit today. Gold futures, as we speak, down about 12, almost 13 points. So they're down about 0.75%. Got gold miners today down pretty hard. They're down 2.7%. That's a 92-cent drop for the GDX. And then you have silver down as well. So when you take a look at silver futures, they're down about 2%. So the precious metals under some pressure today.
Under some pressure. It's, it just seems to me like when they know something really bad is going to happen, then they beat down gold and silver in the lead up to it so that when the bad thing happens, they don't go up as high as perhaps they should have. Maybe I'm a conspiracy theorist, Nick. Maybe I don't know what I'm talking about, but it just seems to me.
Well, I have to say, I would somewhat agree with you there. But again, as a chartist, I love gold here. I think this is a great level for gold. I love gold miners, which I own. I've already taken half off the table there. Now it's pulling back. They still look good to me. These levels are still good. If they take out the lows, then there's a different story. But right now, as long as they hold above those lows, I think they could still trade higher from where they are.
All right. Well, that's really interesting. And I guess we're just going to have to see what happens next. But what you should do next is go over to inthemoneystocks.com, sign up, take a look at those trades. They could be life-altering or certainly year-altering. And while you're at it, take a look at the Twitter feeds at ITMS, at Nick Santiago01, at Kerry Lutz. Email us KL@KerryLutz.com. Nick, we'll pick up tomorrow.
It sounds good, Kerry.
And so concludes another episode of Daily Market Wisdom with Master Trader Nick Santiago. Be sure to go to his website, inthemoneystocks.com. Don't forget the Twitter feeds at ITMS and at Nick Santiago01.